Calling all armchair detectives, all intrepid investigators, all you curious cats out there. I've got a rabbit hole for you. I like to fancy myself a treasure hunter a la Hunter x Hunter style, but mostly I just piggyback on my dad's solutions and go digging where he says he thinks there's a treasure. Hi, I'm Liz. I make videos based around my hobbies and interests and such, and this video might hit a different demographic than usual because it's all about the golden owl hunt. The golden owl is a treasure hunt started in 1993 that went unsolved until just 1 year ago. Now there's a lot of controversy around the solution to the puzzle. The hunt was created and compiled as a book in French by Regis Hauser under the pseudonym Max Valentine and illustrated by artist Michael Becker, also referred to as MB. Max passed away in 2009, and since then the hunt was taken over by MB. Now, I can't tell you the intricacies of how to work on the puzzle or attempt to solve it using the book. However, you'd have to ask my dad for that. However, you're supposed to solve it and have a super solution from your answers in order to find the golden owl and dig it up. The prize, a golden owl statue, which is really cool and sick looking, by the way, has an estimated value of 150,000 euros, although the site lists it as a value of 300,000 euros. However, I think it's worth maybe more, about that much on the high end, due to its historical value and from a collector's point of view, but we'll see. However, only a countermark was actually buried. So once you solved the puzzle, you were supposed to dig it up, get the countermark, and then trade it in for the actual thing. And you also would have to provide your solution, and that solution would have to be verified as correct to get the real thing. Now let's move on to the solution, the reveal, and all of the drama and controversies and conspiracy theories that are out there. All opinions are my own. And also, I don't speak French and most things are in French, so I've compiled what I can. There might be some things lost in translation. So just yesterday, the solution was revealed at a movie premiere in Paris. The 1 hour and 20-minute film was not shown online and is only for those in attendance at the event and also nearby screenings for 2 days only. A few in attendance of the film shared the solution on the Hunt's Discord server, which has been a great source of entertainment for me. The folks over on the Discord have not taken the solution very well. So far, only a simple answer has been offered up. So the solution is that you walk a certain number of meters from a set of monuments and you walk in the direction of another prominent landmark featured in the puzzle to know which direction to walk in. And the monument you walk from are called the Born Saint Martin stones. And these stones are centuries old stones erected to mark land borders. And they are in a place called Dabo in France. And these monuments are super popular to the hunt and the community. And lots of people go there that are interested in the hunt just to see them and poke around. So now let's get into some of the complaints or controversies people have with the solution. So firstly, it is super unlikely that no one took a metal detector and dug around within a square mile of those Born Saint Martin stones in the past 30 plus years, because they're super popular with the hunt. Lots of people set out from them and dug around. The owl is buried 80 centimeters or was buried 80 centimeters deep, and it also, the description mentioned it was covered with stones and earth, so maybe it wasn't able to be found with a metal detector or something like that. So another complaint coming out is that the solution is way too simplistic, and that a lot of the work that you were supposed to do in the puzzle doesn't amount to anything. Like, there's no super solution based on logic is the complaint that I saw. And to this, I think people are also saying that it was one of Max's first puzzles, so maybe it just wasn't as refined or as in the vein of his future puzzles. Another complaint is that the solution contradicts many statements made over the past 30 plus years. So my dad and I actually went to France only a few months before the owl was actually found, and we walked over the spot that it was found, or very, very close to the spot where it was actually found, near those Bourne St. Martin stones. And from what we could tell, the area near there would contradict statements made by the hunt in the past. There was a statement that the owl was not buried within a certain meters from any human landmarks, which included paved roads, paved paths. So we thought that, it wouldn't be near there because there was a paved path close enough by, but that was just our theory. Also, at one point, the mayor of Dabo, where the owl was buried, got mad at everyone that was digging holes. There's just a lot of holes being dug in parks and stuff in Dabo, and so he got with the hunt, and then the hunt told everyone to stop digging at the BSMs because it was pointless. So people thought it couldn't be buried anywhere near there. Or at the very least, what people took from the whole interaction between the mayor and the owl hunt was that people should stop digging in Dabo because it's not there, it's not at the BSMs. There's also the theory that MB wanted to end the hunt early and move on to a new hunt. There is a new book coming out with the solution coming out in June, maybe? And it has a solution as well as the first piece to the new hunt, the new puzzle. So some people think that MB wants to move on to the new puzzle. Another thing to note is that about a year or so ago, MB opened up online solutions for the hunt. And so you would submit it online and it would you get an email back saying if your solution was correct or not. And these solutions were 10 euros each to submit. He received around 15,000 of these submissions, apparently. The last weird thing I'll bring up is the duck. The Discord loves talking about this duck. Apparently, at some point, MB went to dig up the counter mark just to verify that it was there, I guess. But in its place instead was a duck sculpture that was in a plastic bag with a date written on it. And apparently, Max had not told him about this, and so for whatever reason though, MB had brought a new countermark number 2, with him to replace the duck, like he knew he was going to need to replace it beforehand. The leading theory on this is that the company or the hunt was going through financial troubles at the time, so Max swapped out the countermark prize for the duck so that if someone found it, they wouldn't be able to trade it for the actual prize or be entitled to the actual prize per the rules of the hunt. So I don't know. Lastly, and the last thing I'll say is maybe I'm just salty because I got so close to the treasure and didn't find it, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. So that's just another point to bring up. All in all, it's an interesting story, an interesting journey. For me, I am very curious and interested in learning more and seeing the solution fleshed out a bit more. So I'm guessing we'll have to wait until A, the book comes out in June, or B, enough people from the film screenings get together and put something together, or C, there was a lawsuit a couple of years ago when someone claimed that they solved the puzzle, but when they went to dig it up, it wasn't there, and so they sued the Hunt and MB because they wanted to know what the solution was. They demanded to know the solution so that they knew for sure that theirs was wrong, I guess. And so part of that whole lawsuit was that a bailiff went out with MB to dig up and verify the location of the owl, and the bailiff signed out that yes, it is where MB says it is, but more could come out about that. Also, there might be more announcements forthcoming from Discord. I know that MB is making a statement at the BSMs tomorrow in France. So that'll be interesting. He'll be there. I wish I could be there. Well, good luck if you go down this rabbit hole. You know you're in way too deep once you get to the part about a dog named Dracula. So let me know if you'd like an update on this. I find it fascinating. Good luck. Subscribe to Liz's Variety Show. Subscribe, maybe share with your friends and watch another video.